Does he have the
That's all
script
right.
at least, or?
He doesn't have anything. What a
Oh,
fucking
nothing.
fail. He doesn't have anything.
So, can you give me? Can you just? Okay, maybe we should wait for Richard. I was just gonna wonder, like, what you've changed.
Hi.
'Cause
I'm here.
Okay, well, okay, at the beginning there was a bit with, the priests, which were in the last storyboard, but I changed them a bit, so they look different, and, behave differently. In fact, the Spanish have a lot of vampire things going on, because not only is there that scene now where Louis holds up the cross, but these three priests that are supposed to represent the corruption of the church, they're kind of like, you know, seedy and hissing and murmuring about themselves.
Right.
Louis as a beggar, I wasn't sure with this, I wasn't sure if it would be too confusing given how the character looks, if he was, when he is a beggar, the original script had him pretending to be a female beggar, but then I thought
I
that
can
actually,
do that.
but then I thought that might be confusing because the character is already confusing some people about whether he is male or female. So I thought if he says, you know, poor woman at the beginning, then they might actually think that he is. So I don't know. I changed it here to old
Do you?
man.
I mean,
but
do you really think? I mean, I mean, obviously his appearance will take people several minutes to be like, what is that a guy or a? But I mean, like once he starts talking and doing stuff, surely at some point they'll figure it out. Or is it? Are you legitimately concerned that it won't happen?
I don't. I'm treating.
All
I'm
right.
assuming that they won't get it.
Yeah. Well, maybe I could try to help that. Like for the line where he says, you know, blah blah blah, may the best man win.
Yeah.
I mean, but he says, and may the best man win, but that's a little less obvious.
That's
But
true.
but I mean, anyway, like I could just try to drop it a little bit for that line, so it's a little obvious that
Okay.
he's.
Because that one was just a consideration whether or not he says man or woman. Yeah. So some of the dialogue has changed.
Okay.
Actions are the same. The dialogue has changed, and oh god, and then Louis and James, that one as well was. Oh, I must have spent I think an hour this morning trying to look up British cuss words and. Yeah.
What did you come up with?
Oh, bugger it all, you Nancy boy, you bloody pillock, you're such an insufferable git, you manky pirates have always got to cock up everything.
It's good. The bloody pillock is just.
Hey, Pillock was on the website.
It's really what from that
Yes.
era.
I don't
From
know.
that era.
I don't know.
Pillock is such a modern word. It's as I said to
Well-
you, I think it's an '80s word that no one really uses anymore.
Well, okay,
Um,
but this is filler, so we
But
can change it if
whatever
we
you
don't
want,
Wait,
whatever
no.
you want to do, you know,
This
we are at your command, my lady.
Oh man.
This was it's still filler though, and the storyboard. I mean, here where they're fighting with the painting, the storyboard is still the same. It's just one painting, but my teacher did suggest, amidst my crying and sobbing, that I might want to possibly change it to give Louis even more action and actually have not just one painting, but it's like an entire corridor, and each painting is.
Oh dear.
I need to think of what each painting would represent, and I mean, yeah.
They really have to represent.
Well,
everything,
I
every
mean, yeah,
single painting?
because I mean, think about it. You could have subliminal messages, but then I'm like, but then it's confusing because the paintings technically belong to the church, so they're Santiago's paintings, but it's James who's getting all uptight about the fact that they're no longer straight. So I'm just like, you know, so now are the paintings supposed to be important to the British, or are they supposed to be important to the church? And anyway, yeah.
Well,
but
I mean, if you chose like some like just missionaries
Yeah.
and popes, that would resonate well for both. Because I mean,
yeah.
I'm trying to think if
kind
Church
of-
of England was a thing
Church
around
of-
this period.
Yeah, it would have already
Okay.
been. The England would already be Protestant, which is why Santiago doesn't like James either.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
Well, then I've got nothing, and good luck to you.
But I think it's more about the fact that the paintings, you know, these are precious paintings,
yeah.
and this pirate is touching them, and he's moving them. You know, put that back.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong to you. Just, I don't care who. It doesn't. it's not mine, doesn't belong to me, but it belongs to somebody else, and it certainly
It's just
doesn't
the
belong to
principle
you.
of the thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I mean, is like the paintings would be important to Santiago because who they represent is who he worships, and they're important to James because Louis comes along and just messes up the order, and he can't have
Yes.
that. Yeah. So I mean, and I was thinking I would just probably use portraits anyway, something where it's really obvious how they're supposed to look upright. Because if you had some, I don't know, some landscapes are really vague sometimes. My dog is whining to get let out of my room. Make your turn. Okay. Yeah, so the storyboard still has just the one painting, but in the script I was starting to treat it as if what if he is actually moving from painting to painting, so James is just getting even more riled up because he writes one and Louis moved on to the next one, and it just keeps going like that. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then.
That sounds good.
But I'm certainly going to lose my patience,
Oh, yeah.
very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just going. So he's moved, the second painting, then the third, and he's like, "No, that's it. Got no more time with this," and I'm straight at him with the sword.
Yes. And he starts cussing at him.
Imbecile!
Yes. Okay. Fine. You and your
Idiot!
Idiots, there it is. So I was waiting
There,
for
yeah, I was waiting for
Blithering
idiot.
idiot! This blithering idiot is very British. Of course,
Yes.
that may not have been used at the time, but
Oh, so you have an issue
or
with
as
Pillock, but
somebody-
blithering is okay.
well, blithering sounds better, doesn't it? It's But somebody on the Deviant Art site, people are giving suggestions and so on, and somebody
Yeah.
suggested the word twit, which I quite
Twit,
like as well.
yes.
So you stupid twit, So
Yes. Well, I mean, because last time you said it would help if I wrote down the struggling cues and swearing cues, so as we go along I can do that easily. And I tried to give Santiago more lines because SungWon, I love your voice for him, so
Thank you.
yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just make him the star, and then we'll.
Yeah, and I mean
will
originally
definitely
he had
boost up.
like 3 lines, and I was just like, oh no, this voice actor needs more lines. So if we can think of more lines to give him, we shall give him more lines. I was looking at it. Santiago has, I think, the longest introduction out of all the characters, but he barely says anything.
Mhm.
It's all like visual, glaring. Richard, do you have the storyboard yet, or you still have no idea?
I
what we're
have the
talking about?
storyboard, and I've just opened up the script,
Yay!
and I'm just clicking on. Oh, it's frozen. Hold on. I now have. That's because it is very large, isn't it? I now have the storyboard pictorially wise
Yes.
upon my eyes.
Yes.
Twirly wise.
Wow.
Yes. I
Your
want that word on a t-shirt.
English so good for stage
Along with
learning.
portable for you.
Oh.
Oh, it's on. It's on, Richard. What war? You got it.
Uh.
I
I
am
quite
going
like
to
that,
murder
actually.
You.
Oh yeah, SungWon. Brendan is really, really short, so make fun of him for it.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
I was just quoting someone else,
No, yeah, sure. Yeah, it was just coincidence. Yeah. Yep.
No, I just saw it on the Deviant Art site, and someone thought you were very adorable and portable. And I thought, that's nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, this is gonna be a long day.
So what are we looking at?
Right.
What part are we looking at
I
now?
guess we could start at the beginning, if you guys want.
It's a very
Yes.
good place to start.
Yes. Okay. So,
Uh,
right, Santiago. Yeah, apparently there's nothing wrong too much with the script at the beginning. There's this whole extra scene where I called him the Inquisitor, where he leans forward and tries to get it, and the other guy smacks his hand. It's basically the corruption of the church. They each want it for their own different reasons. So it's seedy muttering, and they've got this slimy vampireness about them, and the way they're all skulking around. Oh, good lord. Yeah.
Excellent. It's ours.
Oh, God.
Hubble, bubble, boil and trouble. Give me the gold and we'll have no more trouble.
How about that? No, that's right.
Something wicked this way comes.
You see what I'm talking about? I'd need someone to voice this priest.
Do you want to see if any of us can do it, and then have it be far enough from our characters?
Sure, because I was thinking if I got SungWon to do it again, he's also doing the Spanish guard again. And I was like, at this point, everybody who's Spanish is going to sound like Santiago. So I was
Right.
like,
I mean, hey, if
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane can do half of his characters in his own show.
Go on then, Louis. Go on.
Oh, I'm going first. Fine.
Do your best.
All right. Well, my voice is. I'm still, waking up. So,
excuses.
excuses. All right. Take the gold up to the cathedral. Keep it safe.
Oh my god.
I can do
Take
it
the
lower.
gold up to the cathedral. Keep it safe.
Take the gold up to the cathedral. Keep it safe.
Oh my god. Can I have all three of them say it?
Well, just all three of us will do it at the same time.
1, 2, 3.
Take the gold up to the cathedral. Keep it safe.
Oh my goodness.
It's easy enough for us to do that, do a recording of that, and for you to choose later on. It
Oh,
may
okay.
well,
that might be
Yeah, we
better.
could
You
do
don't have
that.
to choose
may
on the
well
spot.
suit.
Alrighty.
You know.
That was a fun way to start anyway. And then there was the bit with the beggar. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind keeping it as woman. I was just afraid that later on it would be too easily to confuse Louis then as being a woman.
Oh, let them be confused. Let them come.
Let's hear you do a woman then.
All right. Arms for the poor. Take pity on an old woman, senor. I have but a few coins to my name.
Sorry, I was stifling myself. Yeah, that works. That's actually kind of what I pictured anyway. Muppet sounding.
Was it that bad, or?
No, like, honestly, when I wrote that, I was thinking, I mean, have you guys seen Labyrinth with...
Oh, no, it's
No.
on my list.
Oh,
it comes up every,
I am
every
familiar
once in a
with
while.
it.
Oh god,
Is that
okay,
the one
well,
with David Bowie?
yeah, the one with David Bowie, and at one point
I should see it.
there's this Muppet who's like a garbage bag lady, basically, and she talks like that. Oh yes, you like your little horsey. Oh yes, and when I was writing the beggar, that was the voice that was going through my head.
I'm now going to hear that voice in my nightmares. Oh yes, you like the horse. What the hell?
Remember little horsey? Yes, there you go, darling. Yes, there you go. And she talks like that. Yeah.
And then didn't you dress up as Jareth, David
Oh,
Bowie
yeah,
character once?
yes, but the
Very
wig was the wrong
excellently.
color. It had glitter in it though,
Definitely.
which is why we bought it, but we couldn't find a blonde
Yeah.
wig in that style. And it was a cheap costume, and those tights made me look fat. I just went on about it with Brendan yesterday. My butt looks big. Yeah. Anyway,
Does it? I can't see from here.
Well,
Ah,
that's
yes, I see what you mean.
Oh Don't say anything, you brony.
I'm just responding to the, the question. That's all.
Okay.
being polite.
Do you want to try going through this bit, SungWon and Brendan?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then I can just.
It's been a while since I've done the voice. We might need to tweak it
Oh, that's
right
fine.
here
That's
as we
fine.
go.
I'll resist the urge to run away because that's what I wanted to do when I heard your audition. I was like, oh my god, that's so crazy. Yeah.
I'll try to make it a little lower key because it's pretty late here. But
Okay. Yeah, sure, no problem.
we're going off the script, right?
Yeah, the script.
And then do you want to just go through the whole thing? I mean, not the whole thing, but that scene?
Yeah, sure, because it's just in case, there are any troubles with the little directing points that I put, because I'm not very good at making myself clear, apparently. I don't know how to write a proper script. We never got taught that, so I feel like the
I think it's pretty easy to understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, I don't think I'll be able to do the laugh because I don't want the people here to think a snarling Spanish man is just cackling at
That's
1
all
in the
right.
morning.
I mean, I
But-
left notes there. I just don't want it to sound like he's actually really, really pleased with himself. It's more of a, ha, you worthless thing,
No,
as
yes,
he, yeah.
How dare you address me? God is clearly punishing you for past sins with your poverty. You would do well to learn from this. And as a servant of God, it is only right that I carry out his will. The church thanks you for your donation. Perhaps we'll find it in us to pardon you your sins after all.
Wow.
Donation, is it? Well then, senor, do unto others. May the best man win.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yay.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yay!
we did it!
Woo!